there's talk in Springfield about, addressing teachers' pensions. And talking, there has been some talk about pushing that onto local school districts. Now, I don't know how much legs that will get in Springfield, but that idea has been floated around. How devastating would that be to have to the district financially to have the pensions be on the onus of the school district itself?
I'm not sure exactly what the magnitude is because the state makes what's known as an on-behalf payment on behalf of Valley View and on behalf of every district throughout the state. For us, that's a book entry of about $25 million. They haven't indicated how much of that $25 million might come back. I heard estimates of between a half and a third. Even if it was a third, we're talking about $8 million being pushed back to us. And I can't begin to describe the devastation that would cause if it was done at one time. Now, I've also read the stories that they might phase it in over time. But even if it was done, over 3 or 4 years, coming back at $2 million a year to Valley View, we're talking, as many as 36 teachers. And so that's pretty devastating.
How would that affect, local taxpayers as well? I mean, obviously, those that have children in the district will be affected by that in higher classroom sizes, proposal, or assumingly higher class sizes and lowered services without those teachers in place. But how would that affect local taxpayers? Would a tax increase be almost mandatory at that point?
Well, the only way we can put forth a tax increase outside of the tax levy, which allows us the CPI annually over the prior year, would be a referendum. And in this day and age, with the economy being as such, I think it'd be a rather difficult prospect to try to ask your community to support a tax increase to pay for pensions for teachers and certified staff. Which really, in reality, was caused by underfunding the pensions for the last 50 years. And so now it's time to pay the piper, if you will. And they're saying there's no way out of this except to find alternative ways to pay for that bill. Representative Franks has a bill out there that is suggesting that property taxes would be frozen anytime there's a decline in the EAV, where there's not at least $1 in new assessed valuation within your school district. Well, if that passes jointly with this passing pensions back to schools, you can imagine the devastation of not having any revenue growth along with, added expenditures. It really just is nothing but doom and gloom. We'll raise about $3 million in new revenue from our tax levy. We use that to fund just, continued increase in operational costs, whether it be fuel for our buses or insurance increases or, salary increases. And if that bill were to be successful, because currently it passed the House and is in the Senate, we wouldn't be able to access any increase in our property revenues, which is our largest revenue source. It's about 65% of our revenue.
And we're not just talking about increases in pensions and teacher salaries, but like you pointed out, fuel expenses. I mean, we 365U in particular has its own bus service, meaning that if fuel reaches $5 or $6 a gallon like it has in Florida, that could be catastrophic as well to the budget.
Right. And you can imagine if the state's not paying its share, which is, continuing to go down, particularly in the area of transportation. And now we've got a bill out there pending the Senate that also restricts our ability to access our local revenue sources. I mean, it just seems that at every turn they're handcuffing our ability to increase revenue at all, and at the same time adding to our expenditure side of the equation by potentially pushing pensions back and all the other various mandates that come out of the legislature on any given session. It's becoming more and more difficult, and the interest earnings on any investments, any cash that we may have is terrible, as anyone who puts money in the bank knows. And so it's becoming more and more difficult to manage the financial aspects of a school district.